can we take advantage of this energy from, its source or its sources that's healing for us?
Mm-hmm. The first thing, and I can tell you, when I started doing energy healing, I couldn't feel it. But I knew that in order to learn, I needed to trust the modalities that I was studying. The first one was Reiki. And every energy healing, there's a modality that you have to follow specific instructions or specific protocols that you have to follow. And in the beginning, I didn't feel the energy, but I just started trusting that there's more than like this. I'm not the first one doing it, and my teacher's not the first one doing it. This has been passed on for many, many years, for generations even.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something to it. So I just trust it. And in the beginning, like I said, I didn't feel it, but little by little, I started feeling it. Reiki, I didn't feel that much, but then I learned archangelic light, and I could tell the difference because now
Mm.
I've been practicing. So archangelic light felt like a wind, like a wind. And then I could tell the difference that Reiki feels hot. It feels hot in your hands. And archangelic light is like a wind that blows. And then, then it wasn't until I learned pranic healing, because pranic healing it's a modality that is very visual, and it has a lot of protocols that you have to have the intention. You work with your breath, you work with visualization to visualize the energy, even though you might not feel it, you still working on visualizing the energy, and you work with your hands, visualizing that light coming out of your hands. That was the practice that truly took me to a different level, because I was able to start feeling that there's something that is tangible. That's why I call
Yeah.
it like, this is tangible. In pranic healing, one of the great things that I learned was how to measure energy. And if you think about it, it's like, how can you measure something that like there's nothing here? How can you measure that, right? Because we're so into the material. Yeah, you can measure how heavy this is, or you can measure how pretty this is. You can measure different things that are tangible, visual. But energy, if you don't see it, supposedly, how do you measure it? With intention. With intention, you measure it. And if you want to, we can do a little demonstration.
Yes. I mean, I would love to do a demonstration.
Okay.
Um, just
You have to be my guinea pig because there's no one else.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind. This is what I'm here for.
Yeah,
And I imagine can viewers do this while we're actually like talking, and we're doing this demonstration at home.
absolutely. They can do it. Yeah. And this is what I teach actually to people now, because I learn formal modalities because my intention was that to become an energy healer. So I learned these modalities in order to take them to others, for myself and for others. What I teach now to people is things that you self every day, anytime you want. You don't have to be in train in a specific energy. This is very simple because energy it's part of that source energy. So imagine that source energy that everybody does their vision boards, they do their intentions, you pray to it. This energy that is not, you cannot see it, maybe you cannot touch it, but everybody talks about it, and they have different names for it. God, Gaia, Source, the universe, we all have different names for it. But
Right.
at the end of the day, it's like having an experience with that makes the difference. So what having learned about this, we know that it's unconditional. It's unconditional love. And then that unconditional love is abundant. Like, what's the universe? It's abundant. It's infinite. Everything is in it. And it's inclusive, which means it doesn't push us away. We are the ones that disconnect from
Mm,
it.
I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
true. I agree.
So imagine, so a lot of the things that we have right now, and I know you mentioned about the energy impact, and why there are energy blocks, or why we say like this is a bad vibe, we have it in words, you
Hmm.
know, people try to put things into words, but when you truly, what you truly want to do is connect so that you can understand when you are disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay. So we as people, as humans, we are so powerful that we create energy with our thoughts, with our intentions, with our actions. We create all this energy, and it's with us as well. Most people will connect to that because it's an energy that needs to be sustained by other energy. So you become codependent to that. You keep giving and you keep feeding from that, and that's what happens. That's what the collective mind, it keeps feeding. You keep receiving and keep giving to that with your worries, with your frustrations, with your anger. You keep giving into that. And the more that you're in it, the less that you know that there's a different energy, that source energy that everybody's craving, but nobody knows how to connect there.
Yeah.
They try, and you try and you get there and you come back and you get there and you come back. But when you truly learn that this is tangible, that you can feel it, then it's easier. And like I said, there's a lot of practices that it can be very simple to know how to connect to that energy. And then you can start telling the difference when you are in that other energy created by the mind of man.
And just to like, put, your words into my understanding, it's like, everything that you're saying is intention, it's involvement, because you have like everyday life, society in general, cultures, collective minds, everything you mentioned. um for me, it's like the principles we believe in, um whether it's like strictly religious or like non-believing households. I feel like those two deep opposing sides, and everything in between, is created from the minds of humans almost. And you know when people actually feel something, when they're like moved and they sense something, that's unconditional, that's like, sacred and healing and spiritual.